Hello, welcome back everyone. So we've got another pretty big video here, another collection video, and it is my 4K collection. A lot more here than anticipated, so I suppose let's just get straight into it. So everything's kind of jumbled up: Steelbooks, normal 4Ks, and mostly American releases, special editions. But yeah, we're just gonna have to go through with what we've got. So we'll start off with 10 Cloverfield Lane. Ant-Man and the Wasp with a nice lenticular slip. There's nothing on. The other disc is just plain blue like most of Disney's artwork. Avengers Assemble, or the Avengers, this is known as the American edition. Nice bit of artwork on the 4K disc there. Age of Ultron, so the Avengers' second outing in the MCU. Infinity War, one of the best MCU films leading up to Endgame. Nice bit of artwork there on the 4K disc. Next we'll have one of my favourites from this year, Avengers Endgame, with a really nice kind of shiny slip. If you didn't know, I've done a separate unboxing review of this one, so if you want to check that out, it's on the channel. Baby Driver, very, very good film. Very big fan of that one, very much enjoyed it. Bad Times at the El Royale, one of my favourites. I think it was definitely in my top 10 from last year. Very plain artwork there. Well, not really artwork because there's no art on it. Batman Begins, the first outing in Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy with Christian Bale. There's also a bit of artwork on the bonus disc for this one. A film that a lot of people hated, but I really, really enjoyed. I thought it was very, very funny. Baywatch with The Rock. Another Marvel film, Black Panther. Even if you haven't seen Black Panther, I can pretty much guarantee you'll have heard the quote, "Wakanda forever." One of my favourites from last year as well. I think probably in my top 3 easily. Bohemian Rhapsody. Story about Queen, my favourite band. Some nice kind of record looking discs there. The Bourne Supremacy, which is the second Jason Bourne film. I still need the first and the third of the series. Nice bits of artwork there. The Bourne Legacy, which is Jeremy Renner's Bourne film. It was okay, this one. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I prefer Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass's films. Jason Bourne, which is the 5th film of the franchise. Got double Jason there. Another Marvel film. Most of the Marvel films are towards the start for this one, but Captain Marvel. Very nice artwork on the 4K disc. Creed, one of the best films in the Rocky franchise, I think. I still need to get Creed 2, which I will get at some point. I just haven't got it yet. Another, well, Christmas film, but one that a lot of people really didn't like, but I really enjoyed. I thought it was a hilarious film. Daddy's Home 2. Got a bit of a soft spot for any single film ever made with John Lithgow in it. One of my favourite actors. I'll watch him in absolutely anything. Move these down. And then we'll continue with the Batman series with The Dark Knight. Little bug or something on there. Anyway, yes. Ooh, not very nice. Nice artwork on the disc, and I believe the special features is just the bat symbol, yeah. Then we've got The Dark Knight Rises, which is the final installment in the trilogy. Nice Bane artwork on that one. And then Deadpool, which is the Walmart exclusive slipcover for this one. Very, very nice. I love the artwork on that. And it's just normal on the inside. Right, let's move on to the next pile. So we'll start with Deadpool 2, which includes the super duper bleep cut. I'm only saying bleep because there's no indication of what the word could be. So yeah, 2 standard Blu-rays and 2 4K discs with that one. One of the greatest Christmas films ever. Yes, it is a Christmas film. I don't want any disagreeing here. Die Hard. We're not here to debate it. That's what forums on the internet are for. Fantastic film. Probably Bruce Willis's best film. And then an animated trilogy coming up now, starting with Despicable Me. I'm a big fan of the Despicable Me trilogy. I love all 3 of them. Wasn't as big on the Minions spin-off, but I found the normal Blu-ray of that in Poundland. We've got Despicable Me 2 here. Or maybe in the 3D version of Minions and Poundland with the lenticular slip. But either way, I am not upgrading Minions into 4K. Got Despicable Me 3. Love this installment with Trey Parker. I'm a big fan of his. Dunkirk, fantastic Christopher Nolan film. I think easily in my top 3 films of all time. The film that made us interested in film. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Very, very nice slip on this. As soon as it came out in 4K, I knew I had to buy it. Lovely artwork on both discs there. I watch that film very regularly. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Stands alone in my 4K collection because I've got all the Harry Potter films on a special edition Blu-ray that they used to release, and I'm probably never ever going to touch The Crimes of Grindelwald because it was just a very poor film. A film that I'm not as struck on now after having to watch it so many times, but I did like it when it came out, and that's The Greatest Showman. Just very plain in there. Then one of my favourite movies of, well, this year, but kind of stroke last year, since it came out in America last year. Oscar-winning film, Green Book. Absolutely love this film. Next is Mel Gibson as a director in Hacksaw Ridge. Very good film. Nice artwork on there. Same on both discs. Next is a very funny film that I love, The Hitman's Bodyguard. Big fan of Samuel L. Jackson and very big fan of Ryan Reynolds, so this film was perfect. A great buddy comedy. Another Christmas film now, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Absolute classic in my opinion. Nice red disc and a disc with a picture on. Move this stuff. I really need a bigger desk or something. I just haven't got space to do all this. So next is a superhero film of its own kind. One of Pixar's best, The Incredibles. Absolute classic film. Loved it as a kid, love it now. So you get a 4K disc, a Blu-ray with the feature, then Edna mode on the bonus features disc. And then obviously if I've got The Incredibles, I've got to have Incredibles 2. Really good sequel. I really enjoyed this one too. So we've got the 4K disc, the standard Blu-ray, and the special features disc, which has Frozone this time. Maybe he's got his super suit on, so at least he knows where it is. The first part of Stephen King's It, with Chapter 2 coming out next month. That no doubt I'll be, well, say next month, in about 2 weeks. No doubt I'll be watching this again very soon. Love this film. I think it was probably my favourite horror of 2017. Next is Jigsaw. I really enjoyed this installment of the franchise, which was really dull for the last couple of films, and then I feel this was a bit of a redemption for the franchise. Next is another one of my top 10 films, I think, because, you know, I just loved it growing up and love it now still. Peter Jackson's King Kong. Very big fan of the original film as well. So we've got 4K with lovely artwork. And then we've got a Blu-ray and Peter Jackson's standard of, I think it's 13 hours of bonus features. Yeah, it's going to take a while to watch all that. And next is the latest Kong installment, Kong Skull Island. Love this film as well. Very good cast as well. So we've got a paw print and like a kind of, what's this? Classified asset. Really love John C. Reilly in this one particularly. Next we have the future classic animated film, The Lego Movie. Very good film. Need to get the second part on 4K as well, because I've also got the Lego Batman movie, which was, I think, one of the best Batman films. It was so funny. Absolutely loved Lego I think like he stole the scenes in the first Lego movie and in the second one. Nice disc art on there. And I will move these down. So the next pile starts with The Lion King, the original of course. Wasn't really that different to the normal Blu-ray watching it in 4K, but it was pretty good. You know, it's my favourite Disney film, so it is kind of worth it to me. And then we've got Logan, best X-Men film without a doubt, very hard hitting. Next is another film with Logan in the title, Logan Lucky. Love this film as well. Daniel Craig, Channing Tatum, Adam Driver. Next is Mark Wahlberg's Lone Survivor. I'm a big Mark Wahlberg fan. I love his films. Next is another Mark Wahlberg film, Patriots Day. I believe it was the same director, correct us if I'm wrong, who did Lone Survivor, Patriots Day, and the latest film, Mile 22, which wasn't great. Next is a US only release. Never got a 4K release here in the UK because Disney don't like us. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Remember getting this in New York. I think it was only like $10 on a Black Friday sale. Absolutely worth it for the 4K version. Next is Ready Player One 4K, another one of my favourite films from last year. Nice artwork on the discs with two of the keys. Then a film which I wasn't too struck on the second instalment of, The Secret Life of Pets, with Max the dog on both discs. Next was a film flop because the fans of this series are just the worst people going. Solo, A Star Wars Story. So we've got a 4K, the feature on Blu-ray, and we've also got nice artwork on the bonus disc. And then, very controversial, but I love this film nonetheless, The Last Jedi. And I don't want loads of hate for that in the comments if anyone decides to, why do you like The Last Jedi? It's awful, it butchered Luke, it butchers a story. It's a movie about spaceships and outer space. It's, you know, I take it for what it is. Literally a children's film. And I love Star Wars. I love all of them. Even the prequels, the ones that aren't great, still have a bit of a place in my heart. And then, fantastic film now, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, where Frances McDormand won the Oscar for this film. Woody Harrelson also had a great role. And then my favourite film of 2017, T2 Trainspotting. The first Trainspotting's my favourite film of all time. So I had to get the second one in 4K. Even got my cinema ticket from that one, from sneaking in at the time. Shh. Right, and that concludes that pile. So we'll move on to pretty big pile now. This is quite a lot of Steelbooks in this one. So once again, we've got Bohemian Rhapsody, but a golden Steelbook, which my grandparents managed to bring us back from Australia. Very nice. You've got John Deacon, Roger Taylor then, and Brian and Freddie underneath. The latest installment of Tomb Raider, wasn't a huge fan of this. I missed it in the cinema and I really wanted to see it. Found the 4K Steelbook when I was in France for pretty cheap actually, and so I just picked it up, but it wasn't great, but oh well. Next is The Fate of the Furious, Fast and Furious 8. It's a Steelbook for the 4K. Fun enough film, I suppose. I just don't like Vin Diesel, really. And yeah, that's all I had to say. Next is Terminator 2 Judgment Day, my favourite action film ever made. Very nice slit on that one. It's even got my ticket from when I saw the 4D re-release last year. Also saw it in 3D. It must have been bloody hell 2 years ago now. It's like an August 29th tradition, really. And then we've got a steelbook for Blade Runner 2049. Absolute beautiful artwork on this one for a beautiful film. So, and we've got really nice artwork on the discs for this film. Absolutely love this. Absolutely amazing film. And then swap these two around so I can show first The Equalizer with Denzel Washington 4K Steelbook. Following that is The Equalizer 2. I much prefer the first one out of the two of these, but nonetheless they're both pretty fun. Then there's artwork for the standard Blu-ray, but the 4K discs actually rated 18, whereas the normal Blu-rays are 15, so don't know what that's all about. Next we have Bram Stoker's Dracula. Classic film with Gary Oldman, I think. Was it Gary Oldman? Yes, it was. And directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And then artwork on this one. Very, very good film. The pretty much only genuinely good addition in the Transformers franchise. We've got Bumblebee. Very plain artwork there. Next is another steelbook for Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. We got fun and games! And that's a 4K one, got a big picture at the back there. And then this. I might do a complete steelbook collection at some point, kind of show all the inside artworks. That'll just take a while to get all the discs out and everything first. Next is my favourite horror film from last year, Halloween 2018. Just turn my digital take recorder. Got Laurie there, then we've got two discs with Michael on them. Great film. Then we've got War for the Planet of the Apes. I've got the rest of them on normal Blu-ray, like the 7-movie collection for before this. But this is the only one I actually own in 4K, and I'm not going to bother like buying the rest of them again. Right, next is the 6th installment in the Mission Impossible franchise, Fallout. Got the shot there where Tom Cruise actually broke his leg filming. And then just very plain artwork on the 3 discs of that one. Next, a classic Alien film trilogy. That's not Alien, because that's only 2 good films. Men in Black. Even though the second one's a bit, nah, it's the fun movies to watch. I really enjoyed the new one as well, contrary to what most people say. Next we have, get these in order, Jurassic Park, an adventure 65 million years in the making. I'm not picking up Jurassic Park 2 and 3 and 4K for the steelbooks because I've got the normal Blu-ray steelbooks on the shelf over there, but I'm not going to bother upgrading them. They're not worth it. But yeah, I mean, saying that, I do have Jurassic World, which I do like this one in 4K. And then Fallen Kingdom, which wasn't a great film. Bit disappointed by that one, but I fell asleep watching it at the cinema, and that was in 4DX. So I thought, oh well, I'll give it another shot on Blu-ray, get the steelbook when it was cheap, and yeah. Anyway, we've got another copy of The Last Jedi on steelbook. Now this is a lovely steelbook for this one. 3-disc set. Next is, swap these three around, Spider-Man 2. Bit of artwork on the standard Blu-ray disc where you also get Spider-Man 2.1. Spider-Man Homecoming, the first MCU solo Spider-Man film. Then we've got the best Spider-Man film without a doubt, Into the Spider-Verse. Very rightfully won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature at the last Oscars. And next up is a classic film, Sicario. Really loved the first film. Wasn't as struck on the second film. It was good, but not great. But it was fine. Yeah. And then a bit of artwork on both discs there. Really, really like the 4K artwork for this compared to the normal artwork. And then finally for this pile, we've got an absolute belter of an Arnie film, Predator. The only one worth getting in 4K really, the rest are kind of naff. Nice artwork on the standard Blu-ray disc there. Move those there. Now on to a big pile, and these are like special editions and such. So the first one is Stranger Things Season 1. So it's like a kind of envelope VHS style, like a sleeve. And with this one you get a poster for Season 2. And a label saying it only gets stranger. And then 2 sets of discs. You get the 4K and the standard Blu-ray. The standard Blu-ray is locked to region A. That's the complete opposite with Season 2. Now I prefer this one as a clamshell case because that's what we had here in the UK. We didn't really have sleeved videos unless it was part of a box set. But this one you get some photographs. And there's a kind of Be Kind Rewind type label there. It's like a red VHS. You get 1, 2, 3 discs in 4K, and same artwork on the 3 standard Blu-rays. Now everything's region free in this one, not just the 4K. Pop those there. Next is, I'll leave these ones to last, a special edition of Blade Runner. So let's have a look at this one. So it's like in a kind of gatefold package. You get a 4K disc, a Blu-ray, a special features disc, and a DVD with this one. I don't know why you would want a DVD if you've got the 4K or even the Blu-ray, but fair enough. Then you get a double-sided book, so you get Blade Runner from the Archive and The Art of Blade Runner. Some really nice stuff in there. Fantastic film as well, Blade Runner. One of Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford's best. Next we've got a special edition of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In this one I don't know if you heard that or not, but it made the noise that gets played to the spaceship for communication. Do, 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 do. Then with this one, you get a visual history book. Some very nice on the set stills there. And this one I did buy in France. So it's got the French version of the 4K. And it's a 3-disc set. Nice artwork on the discs there. And the reason I got it when I was in France is because of how cheap it was. It was only about 20 euros or something, where it was still like 65 quid or so here. So I thought, you know, it was worth picking up at the time. And now on to the big four. The big JC himself, John Carpenter. So we'll start with The Fog. Just got to be very careful with these because the boxes are a little bit fragile and flimsy. So you get info book, you know, a bit like you get with Arrow Blu-rays. You get pictures, info. You also get magazine parts and like literally full articles from magazines. You also get track listing for the soundtrack in the back. And then you get a poster. You get art cards and a 4-disc set. So you get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray feature, you get the Blu-ray extras and the soundtrack. Very, very nice release by Studio Canal, giving one of the greatest directors ever the credit he deserves with these nice editions. Plenty of special features too. Just getting them carefully back into the boxes so they don't rip. Next is one of my favourite films, easily my top 10, Escape from New York with Snake Plissken. Kurt Russell as Snake. So once again we get the booklet, images, storyboards, Q&A with John Carpenter himself. And then you get the magazine articles again. And then you get like The Fog, the art cards. I might do a separate video of the John Carpenter collection at some point. I am not far from completing my John Carpenter Blu-ray collection, so when it's all done I could do a video on that. Got a poster, fantastic art on there. And then 4K Blu-ray extras disc and the soundtrack. Next is The Prince of Darkness. Classic horror film from John Carpenter. Very mixed reactions, but I love it. Got the booklet again. Same stuff as before, you know, a couple of posters in the back. Then we've got art cards. And I'm not taking the art cards out because they're a clot to get back in. Prince of Darkness poster. And then 4-disc set again. And then finally, the last film in this video is another one of my favourites. They Live. Roddy Piper. There to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and he's all out of bubblegum. Booklet again. Little comic there. So production notes, stills, same stuff. And no, I was going to say something there, but I was wrong. I was going to say I've got the They Live Ring theme song as my ringtone, but it's actually the Escape from New York theme. I don't know how I got those mixed up there. So end this off, I've also got my cinema ticket there from when it got re-released with the art cards. Poster there. And discs. And that is everything. So thank you very much for watching this collection video, just doing something a little bit different again. And yeah, that was all my 4Ks. There'll be many more coming in the future, I have no doubt about it. And I will see you in the next video, because it is time for me to go to bed and I am very tired. Bye.